Quonset is a wolfy death trap, so we just need to be careful getting over there. There's a wolf right there. Alright. I think that's another wolf up there. They are more spread out than they have been in the past. Welcome back to the Long Dark, everybody. We are in the Misanthrope's homestead, and we came here from Desolation Point down to Coastal Highway in the last episode in our fresh start. And today we brought with us a lot of stuff. We had a pretty good haul. We found a fire striker, so we're doing pretty well. We found a fire striker. We found, a bunch of coal. Actually, there's even more in a cabinet just to the side here. Found some books. Let me see. Oops, didn't want to take our antibiotics. Yeah, got some stuff. We repaired some clothing. Still not wearing very much, so need to figure out how we're going to keep warm. We've got some food, so that's good. No can opener. We do have a hacksaw, which is awesome. Found a pry bar, which is pretty cool. Pry bar's not in great shape, but not too bad. So yeah, generally doing pretty well. We got some maple saplings, which we're going to drop in a base here. And yeah, so I think we are going to make our base in, I don't know, I wonder if we should make our base in Quonset Hut just to change it up a little bit. Normally I do the fishing villages, the little fishing cabins, but let's go over and explore Quonset Hut just to see what it's all about. Grab a little bit more of this coal, since we're still not overweight. And yeah, it sounds a little windy out there. A lot of water, so let's drink some. And let's see what it's like outside. Yeah, it's pretty nice actually. Feels like -2. I do hear the wind. So right now we're wind shaded, but still pretty windy. Let's take a look around here. I think there's usually, a piece of firewood. Yeah, in the wind it's a little colder, but it's not too bad. We'll make do. We will make do. Okay, so Quonset Hut is almost directly across here. So we have to be careful. There is a bear who lives on this island with us. And so we don't want to go down right in front of his cave. Let's head down this way. Some bunny rabbits. Yeah, it's not warm. It's chilly. But it's not too bad. So I believe that Quonset Hut is over this way. Let's go over there and see. But first, let's hit this this little fishing hut right here. See what's in there. Just keeping an eye out for wildlife. Don't see anything threatening on the horizon. Oh, there's a wolf over there. I have to remember that this is a new, fresh start, Season 2, so we do not have a bow. It'll be wolf avoidance tactics versus wolf engagement tactics. At least until we can become armed and dangerous. It's the part of the stove there. Okay. Alright. Well, he should be easy enough to blow. There's another one. Okay. Even so, they should be easy enough to avoid. Circle around them here. The bear cave is right around here somewhere. So I just want to make sure I don't run into him accidentally. It's getting cold, so I'm just gonna hoof it a little bit. See what's in this hut here. So let's take a look.
This'll come in handy.
That will come in handy. Alright. Not much else. But that's okay. Another wolf over there. So they are pretty spread out.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
There's a deer over here. So that's good to know. I'm gonna ignore him for now. But I could do the old wolf deer trick. And let's see what's over here.
I'll die if I don't warm up soon.
Oh, I heard a wolf bark. But maybe not. Okay. We'll head into this house, get warm, and check it out. Looking for maybe a bit of clothing. Not in the kitchen, obviously, but in the house. In the kitchen, maybe we're looking for a potato. That's not nothing. Maybe a can opener. Maybe a little more food. Nope, I don't see anything. Okay.
That'll come in handy.
That will come in handy. Cooking pot. Take it. I don't think I've ever seen a cooking pot in a container like that before. I think I've only ever really seen them, especially in a container that's not in the kitchen. I think I've only ever really seen them kind of lying around out in the open. But there is a first time for everything. Okay, there's nothing else in here. Alright, clothing. Maybe I'll find some clothing. Something a little warmer. Ski jacket, perhaps. I mentioned that a ski jacket would be awesome. Did I mention that clothing would be useful? I guess as soon as I mention something is useful, that's when the game knows not to give it to me. Actually, that's not true. I shouldn't complain. I got a hacksaw in the first episode. That's more water. I got a fire strike there.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
That's pretty useful. You can drop it at Quonset. We're gonna drop some of this stuff over at Quonset. Okay, there wasn't much in here, but there was a cooking pot, so that's not too bad. Just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Nope. Okay. Alright, let's see. We're not stinky, right? No, we're not stinky. Okay. Quonset is a wolfy death trap, so we just need to be careful getting over there.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
We just be a little cautious. There's a wolf right there. I'm getting tired already. Oh, I guess it's getting late. Alright. I think that's another wolf up there. They are more spread out than they have been in the past. So let's check out this car. Nothing in there. You can look in the back windows and see if there's anything, so you don't have to go in and check. But you can't do that while you're crouched. And
I need to drop something.
right now, while I'm overweight and while there are wolves around, I like to remain crouched. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing under there. Nothing under there. Nothing in here. A big bag of nothing. Alright. Check this last one here. Wow, that is pretty close. Can I see him through the window? That was a pretty close howl. Okay, let's drop down. And let's head inside. Alright, let's see what we got over here.
Something's gotta go.
Yeah, I know, it is heavy. Let's go drop some stuff, and then we can try to loot this place. We're gonna need a little bit of light, I think, to loot it properly. So we'll loot this back here, and then we can organize our stuff in these lockers.
What have we here?
Oh, that's not bad. Trail boots. Yeah, definite improvement. If we can find a lantern, that'd be awesome. That would help us loot this place. So far, not much, except we did get those trail boots, which is kind of an awesome find, actually. I should really be more thankful. I should be grateful. I should show some gratitude, because the game is giving me what I need. No need to be greedy. It would be awesome to find a lantern, though, as long as the game is taking requests, which I don't think it is. There's something under the bed. A soda.
Just what I need.
Yeah, that is something I can use for sure. Okay. Not much here. Alright. And now it is light enough that we should be able to continue looking around. So I'm pretty sure we got everything in here. I'm just gonna do the clear junk thing. That's part of the base customization, so that helps a little bit because it just clears all the junk off, and then
I could use this.
you can find stuff like this, which I don't know if it's going to end up being useful or not, but we'll see. I'm also, there's something else under here. What could that be? How do I reach it? Oh,
Don't know what he needs this anymore.
Alright. Oh, look at that. Ketchup chips. Alright, I did miss a lot of stuff. Okay. Put my can in here. Oh, it's full. Film. Okay. Alright, let's loot the rest of this place. See what we can find. Would love to find a heavy hammer. That would be awesome. Look at that. And another hacksaw.
There's got to be something useful in here.
Disinfectant. Eh. There, leave it there. Second thought, leave it right here. It's more obvious, maybe. Look underneath. Look around here. Sometimes there is a fire striker in here. Oh, look at that whetstone. Replacement fuse. I don't see anything down here. Let's look in the drawers.
I think I can use this.
A lot of fuses. I guess that makes sense since this is a garage. Yeah, there's water in here, but it's not drinkable water, so I'm just going to use it. Nothing else on the workbench. Alright. Let's head over here. Dusting sulfur. Put away this stuff here so that just in case we ever need it, we know roughly where it is. Oh, look at that. There's actually a drink in there. That's pretty rare. see one in there, though. Okay, what's we got here? Sardines. Very edible. Candy bar. Also edible. Cooking oil. Could be useful. Recycled can. Don't need that. What's in the cash register? Nothing. Alright. This is the radio that we can use to call the trapper. And the trapper lives just off the coast of Coastal Highway. Look at that. Let's definitely take that. And a wilderness kitchen.
This stuff will come in handy.
Take that too. Yeah, the trapper lives just off the coast of Coastal Highway. So he's not that far. He's right at the back of Misanthropes. Or at least that's where you trade with him. Not the trapper, the trader. Sorry, the trader. That is where you trade with him. So this might actually end up making a good base if we do want to trade. Alright, I think I pretty much looted this place out. Did not find matches, which I would have expected, but I have fire strikers, so I think I'm good there. I am going to spend a few minutes. Let's drink some water. I'm going to tear this down. 27 minutes.
Need something to eat.
Because I can use the tinder plugs, and also it is kind of in the way. Alright. Let's look around outside. Reminder, it is very dangerous here. It's quite wolfy. So we need to be careful. Heading out. See? There was a wolf. Indeed. Quite wolfy out here. See if we can see him. Alright, head back out here. Crouch right away. See if we can see him now. Yeah, this is why I don't generally make my base here. A little too wolfy for my tastes. Until I got a bow or something, you can clear them out. There he is. Okay. So we'll stay crouched over here. I do want to look around here though, because sometimes the hammer is out here. Sometimes it's on a barrel out here or somewhere right here. Wow, there are just a lot of wolves. See what's in here. Nothing. Yeah, I don't see a hammer. Already checked that. Okay, gonna head back inside. Warm up a little bit in here. Alright, what's next? Okay, so we have a bunch of stuff. Get some tinder plugs out of that. A couple of books. I'll bring Wilderness Kitchen with us. We're going to head over to where I usually make my base, which is less wolfy territory. drop these right here by the door so that I don't miss them. There. Actually, I think we've just done this in the first place. There we go. Alright. Let's see which hacksaw is better. Yeah, we'll put this over here. Oh, a note. Yeah, this was a sad story. Alright. Okay, so we'll come back here a little bit later. I want to keep going, keep looking for that heavy hammer. There's another place it might be over by the fishing huts where I normally stay. That's less wolfy. So I will try to just sneak out there. Alright. See if we can get over here without raising the hackles of the wolf. There's one on the ice out there. Try to avoid him. Yeah, there really are quite a few, huh? They are all over the place. Alright. We're gonna head over to, yeah, there's 3 right up there. When I see 3 wolves like that together now, I'm worried about timber wolves. But those do not appear to be timber wolves. So let's head over here. Just gonna run a little bit because it's cold. Yeah, there's a lot of wolves out. See what's in here. I'm just gonna take everything here for now. Nothing back here. Alright, it's actually not too cold right now. Only 1 arrow down. It is foggy, so we've got to be a little bit cautious. But we will check out the log sort and see what's what over there. So I have to remember where I left my stuff. So I left a bunch of stuff in Quonset. I left a bunch of coal in misanthropes. Maybe we should make notes, but eventually I'm going to pick a base and I'm going to consolidate that stuff.
Can't feel my feet.
Alright, while we're out here, let's just check this one out too. There's like a deer over there.
Thank goodness.
24%. I'll probably eat that. Alright, let's head inside over here. Try to get a little bit warm. Sometimes there's a carcass right here. Well, it's hard to get over here, huh? Once I'm stuck.
So cold.
Sometimes, but not today. Looks like the fog is lifting. Gonna end up being a nice day. There's burdock behind here. It's good to know. Now, where were the birds? They were a flyover. Alright, in we go. Alright, solid soda. What's this? Cloth. Alright, nothing on the beds. Nothing under the beds. Most useless thing in the game. Water purification
I
tablets.
think I can use this.
They weigh like, for 4 tablets, they weigh 250 grams, quarter of a kilogram. And yeah, I don't know. I just never used them. Okay. Not much in here. Well, actually, I did get a Summit Soda, so that's not bad. And some useless water purification tablets, which I'll just move over here. Alright, I'm going to warm up, and I'm actually going to sleep for an hour so that I can restore some fatigue as well. Lets me run a little bit. Not too bad. Let's go. Okay, it's a beautiful day. Not too cold. Got some sticks. Sticks and stones. So I'd be a little bit cautious here. But I do want to check around here to see if there's anything lying around other than sticks and stones. Alright, let's head over to the fishing huts. And actually, I'm going to just quickly stop by the Tooth, I think it's called. Just to see if there's anything here. There used to be, but I don't think there really is anymore. Ooh. Looks like a dead friend. Okay, it's starting to get windy. So let's head on over. There's a deer over there. I don't really want to scare the deer away. I'm going to try to give him a wide berth because if I know he's there and I find a wolf, I can always do the wolf deer trick. Yeah.
My fingers feel numb.
Getting a little windy, but I'm still going to check this place out over here. Wow, it's getting really loud, that wind. See, there's a wolf over there. So if it wasn't so windy, because I can't make fire in the wind. Tomato soup. Take it. Nothing else here. Alright, head over to this one. Yeah, if it wasn't so windy, I could try to chase that deer into that wolf and then light a fire, scare off the wolf, cook up the deer. I might still do that. It's a kind of a favorite trick of mine on this area in Coastal Highway because the visibility is so good on the ice. When the visibility is really good, you can often see wolves and deer. Take it. Okay. Time to head on over. It is noisy here. Let's just check this boat.
Too cold to think.
Just in case. Who would have a heavy hammer on a boat? I don't know. Anyone I know. But, you know, you never know who would have dog food on a boat. I guess someone who went fishing with their dog. Make sure I don't run smack into a bear here. Or another wolf. They're sometimes around here. Let's just quickly look over here. Got a whetstone. Sometimes there's something here, but not today. Alright, let's head inside.
What have we here?
Oh yeah, and I forgot to do this too. I think I found that. That's the second time I said I was going to make wraps, and I forgot. Sometimes there's something back here, but not today.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
I'll take them and see if they're any better than what I've got. Okay, not much in here. I still like this place though. I don't know, it just feels like home. I spent so much time in other runs in this cabin that I might make it my base again. Not sure. Let's take a look at the stuff that we just got. Okay, so ragged trail boots, decent trail boots. Okay, well, I don't need ragged trail boots then. but I will tear those down when I have a chance. Meantime, I'm going to put them right there. Okay. I can probably repair these. I got quite a bit of food here, or a decent amount, I should say. Yeah, it already feels like I'm gonna end up making this my base. So let's just say we're gonna. Oh, I did make wraps. Oh, I made 28% of them. I don't really need those anymore. Don't need that can. Don't need those. Don't need any of those yet. Only need one book at a time. Alright, what can I do with these wraps? First of all, are they going to end up being better? Point 0.5 and 0.3. 0.5 warmth, 0.3 wind chill. These are 0.2 and 0.2 at 38%. So these would be, when fully repaired, 0.5 and 0.5. So they're better. So can I harvest these? I can't. I don't think I can harvest them until I finish them. Alright, well, I'm going to put them here, and we'll deal with them later. How long does it take to repair this? 30 minutes? Let's try it. Alright, 63%. That's not too bad. It still sounds windy out there, so let's, in the meantime, loot the other two fishing cabins. Start up here. Turkey, stack of papers. Okay, well, not a whole lot here, but that's okay. Some cloth, some wood, good to remember. Sometimes there's stuff on the dock here. But apparently not today.
Can't feel my hands.
What's that? So what's in that? Right. Look. A lot more soda than I remember there being. But that's okay, I'm not complaining. Nothing into there. Okay. crate? Nope. Alrighty. Alright, still windy outside. So, let's see. How is our 70% sewing kit? So we can probably repair a few more things. Alright, less overweight now. Okay, let's take a look outside and see what the weather is like. Not bad. Alright, I think I'm gonna head... out along the coast. Check out this fishing cabin over here. And do a little beach combing along the way to Jackrabbit Island. Maybe spend the night there, possibly. Loot Jackrabbit Island. And then check out the fishing hut that's between Jackrabbit Island and Misanthropes, which sometimes does have a heavy hammer. Or at least used to. I don't know. I don't know where the heavy hammers spawn in this game anymore, since the refresh. I don't tend to really remember those things.
Could end up being useful.
Like a canister. It could be useful if we go to the far territory, which, if this run lasts long enough, we definitely will. Timberpunk. Alright, not much else. Let's just walk along the beach here. Let's see what we got. Probably some fish up here by this boat. Or could be nothing up here by this boat. Looks like a sapling. Sapling is useful. What else we got here? Another sapling. Wow, that's pretty useful. That's my bow and arrow right there. Go look over here, it's probably a corpse. Nothing on him. Grab a couple more sticks here. Sometimes there's another sapling around here somewhere. I guess typically over there. Let's go back towards the beach, see what else we can find. There's something. Birch. Yeah, here's the fish. Alright. I don't think there's gonna be a wolf anywhere super close by. So I'll take that. Even though it's stinky. 'Cause And let's see what this is. Firewood. Oh, this beachcombing is really working out for me. And something big up here. Just keeping an eye on the periphery here, just to make sure, since I'm stinky right now. I don't know if I have time to search that.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Maybe I'll come back when I'm not heavy. Alright, gonna head up here. And we'll drop our fish. And maybe cook it up, actually. Probably cook it up right now, and that way we'll have a torch. Whoops. Wow. I'm a little jumpy. Actually, we're gonna cook stuff up. May as well cook up a rabbit if I can get one. There we go. One more. Not to be greedy, but he's right here. Alright, thank you, rabbits, for your sacrifice. I'm gonna head up the hill.
I might have to drop some gear.
And we are going to light up a fire right here. Light up a fire right here, and we'll see about cooking us some fish and some rabbit for dinner tonight. Oops. Okay, it looks like the wind is blowing out our fire. Minutes, 26 minutes on that rabbit. Alright, we're gonna leave that one. I did want to take a torch, though, and leave out the house here, so... Try to take a few more torches. Yeah, we might get that rabbit cooked. Yeah, we might get it cooked. Take our cooking pot. And let's take one more torch and head inside. And when we come out for breakfast, maybe we have rabbit. Okay, let's see what we got here. Wouldn't be bad if we had found a can opener. I know we're pretty tired. Okay, take that.
Is it food or?
Is it food? Or something else? More crunchy stuff. They really liked crunchy stuff here. There we go. Flour.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
Pork and beans. No can openers. I looked in there already. Maybe some nice clothing. Nothing there. Yeah, I know, Will, you are exhausted. I know you're going to sleep well tonight. Belly full of fish and rabbit. Looks like these guys were all packed up and ready to go. Or maybe not. Grab some more water. Can always use more water. Anything in the bathtub? Sometimes there's really interesting stuff in these bathtubs. Alright, we're gonna light this one up.
I would do anything for a drink right now.
Okay, I'm gonna grab this so I don't forget it. And this. I'm gonna drop my sticks by the door. There are 2 doors. There are 2 doors. Okay. I'm gonna drop my saplings by the door. And then I am going to go to bed. We'll drink water and sleep for 10 hours. Drink some more water. Alrighty, and I think we're going to call that an episode. So yeah, it was a pretty good episode. If you liked it, give us a like. If you have any comments, please feel free to send them our way and comment. And if you want to know when the next episode is coming out, please hit that subscribe. I think Will has had a really great start. We still have not found the heavy hammer, but we do have mostly the other things that we need. And yeah, there's still a lot of coastal highway to explore, and so we will explore it in the next episode.